Since the late senator's death last month on his 92nd birthday, South Dakotans have spent time recalling Jim Abourezk's time in Washington. What you might not know is how he profoundly impacted the career of another one of the state's most prominent political figures. Dan Santella takes a closer look at Abourezk's legacy and influence in tonight's Eye on KELOLAND.
Jim Abourezk represented South Dakotans in the U.S. House from 1971 to 1973.
I know it's customary in announcing for a political office to promise all sorts of magical things will happen if you're elected. But it seems to me that South Dakota's had enough evaporating promises from politicians. In 1970, I ran for and I was elected to the Congress. And I said at that time that I could promise no overnight solutions to the very serious problems facing our state. I pledged simply that I would tackle these problems head on and work as hard as I knew how to begin solving them.
And as he looked to the Senate, he wouldn't guarantee paradise.
As a candidate to represent South Dakota in the United States Senate, I can only repeat the same warning and the same pledge. If the people choose to elect me to represent them in the United States Senate, I can't promise that South Dakota will become the land of milk and honey. But I can assure you that if I am elected, there will be no doubt in anybody's mind that South Dakota is being represented in the United States Senate.
He went on to serve one term in the Senate from 1973 to 1979.
I don't know that there are any senators who had more of an impact in one term in the United States Senate than Jim Abourezk did.
Former South Dakota Senator Tom Daschle, who served both as the chamber's majority and minority leader, praises Abourezk's legacy.
In 6 years in the Senate, he probably has accomplished more on the behalf of Native Americans than anybody before or after. I would say the same with Arab Americans. He was an outspoken, sometimes lone voice on behalf of Arab Americans as well.
Abourezk was sponsor of the Indian Child Welfare Act that received President Jimmy Carter's signature in late 1978.
I don't know of anybody who has contributed more to the rights and to the challenges that the Native American community faces than Jim Abourezk.
Abourezk also had a profound impact on Daschle, who worked as a legislative assistant to Abourezk, as well as in an Abourezk constituent office.
When I ran for the House the first time in 1978, had it not been for the experiences that I had in working with Senator Abourezk and for the opportunities that he gave me, I'm not sure I could have ever gotten started in politics. He was incredibly instrumental in giving me that opportunity.
Daschle served in the U.S. House from 1979 to 1987. In 1984, Abourezk poured cold water on any notion of a return to politics. He hadn't even been a candidate for re-election in 1978.
No. If you see me in any kind of politics, please kick me. As a favor to me.
That chapter was over, but his story continued.
I've served my time. I did what I could for my constituency in South Dakota, and I thought it was time for me to move on.
Abourezk's time in Congress ended the same year that Daschle's began. Today, in 2023, Daschle is grateful.
I deeply appreciated the mentorship and the support that he had given me early in my career.
With Eye on KELOLAND, I'm Dan Santella.